You feel that strange sensation when you enter a room and the conversations stop, when you notice glances that look away too quickly, when you notice a heavy silence that wasn't there before. Taurus, it's not paranoia, it's not your imagination creating scenarios. It's real. They're talking about you a lot. And what they're saying is creating waves that you haven't even fully perceived yet, but that are already affecting your reality in ways that will shock you when you find out. I could start this video gently, carefully preparing you for what I'm about to reveal, but you deserve the straight truth, unfiltered. So here it is. Right now, as you watch this, your name is being mentioned in conversations you're not even present in. Your life is being dissected by people you know, and some you wouldn't even imagine paying so much attention to you. And what they're saying isn't neutral. These aren't casual comments. They're words charged with such intense energy that it's already begun to shape how others see you and interact with you. The hardest part of all this? You did nothing wrong. You didn't betray anyone, you didn't lie, you didn't harm anyone. But you're being judged anyway. You're being analyzed, criticized, dissected in conversations that happen when you're not around. And the reason why this is happening now, specifically now, will leave you speechless when you fully understand it. Are you prepared to discover what your mere existence is provoking in the people around you? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what they're saying about you and why those words are devastating, not for you, but for the person saying them. I'll show you how to identify who these people are, what's really behind these conversations, and most importantly, how to use all of this to your advantage instead of letting it negatively affect you. Because here's a truth few understand. When people talk about you behind your back, they're revealing much more about themselves than about you. And what they're revealing is something that will surprise you. What I'm about to share will completely change your perception of human relationships, personal energy, and the true meaning of certain reactions you've noticed lately. You'll understand why you've felt that inexplicable tension in some environments, why certain people have subtly changed the way they treat you, why specific opportunities seem to be blocked for reasons that don't make logical sense. Everything has an explanation, and that explanation is directly connected to what's being said about you when you're not around. Do you have the courage to face the stark truth about how your energy is affecting the world around you? Taurus, let me ask you a direct question. Have you noticed subtle changes in the way people interact with you recently? Perhaps an inexplicable distancing from someone who used to be close, or a veiled hostility that you can't attribute to any specific event. Or maybe people who suddenly seem extremely interested in your life, asking questions that seem casual, but that you feel have a hidden intention behind them. These aren't random events. They're symptoms of something much bigger happening. You've changed, Taurus. Over the past few months, something within you has undergone a silent but profound transformation. You may not have consciously realized it, but your energy has shifted. The way you position yourself in the world has changed. The level of confidence and personal power you emanate has changed, and the people around you have noticed. They've noticed a lot, and they're reacting to it in the only way they know how, talking, speculating, trying to understand, and, to be completely honest, trying to process the envy and discomfort your transformation is causing them. Because here's what's really happening. You're shining. Not in an obvious or showy way, but in a deep and magnetic way that people can't ignore. And for those who are stuck in their own limitations, your brilliance acts as a cruel mirror, reflecting everything they aren't being, aren't doing, don't have the courage to become. And instead of using that as inspiration for their own transformations, they've chosen the easy way out, talking about you behind your back. What are they saying? It varies from person to person, but the themes are consistent. Some are saying you've changed, that you're not the same as you used to be. And they say this as if it was something negative, when in fact it's the greatest compliment they could give you. Others are speculating about what you're doing differently, creating theories about your life that range from the absurd to the intrusive. There are those who are trying to minimize your achievements and progress, attributing your success to luck, coincidence, or external factors, anything but admitting that you're simply operating on a different level now. Can you feel how this resistant energy from others has been trying to pull you back down? For Taurus individuals born between April 20th and April 30th, these conversations are primarily taking place in professional or academic settings. Colleagues who felt comfortable when you were on the same level as them now feel threatened by your evolution. For those born between May 1st and May 10th, the conversations are more concentrated within social and family circles. Close people are processing the fact that you no longer fit into the limited roles they assigned you. And for those born between May 11th and May 20th, the focus of the conversations is on your personal life and individual choices. People who don't understand why you're making changes that challenge the expectations they had of you. But here's what's truly devastating about what they're saying. It's not the words themselves, it's the energy behind them. It's the fact that these people, many of whom you considered allies, or at least neutral, are investing time and emotional energy trying to diminish you, to mold you, to fit you into boxes you've already transcended. It's devastating because it reveals who truly cares about you and who secretly prefers to see you small and manageable. And you know what's even more shocking? Some of these people are extremely skilled at hiding these feelings when they're face to face with you. They smile, ask how you are, make positive comments in your presence. But the moment you leave the room, the masks fall and their true opinions and feelings emerge. This dissonance between what they show you and what they say about you is what makes the situation so confusing and energetically draining. Are you ready to identify who these people are and how to protect yourself from the toxic energy they are directing towards you? Now, before you descend into despair or paranoia, let me give you a completely different perspective on all of this. The fact that people are talking about you is powerful confirmation that you're on the right track. Mediocre people don't generate conversation. People living small, safe lives don't generate speculation. The simple fact that your name is on so many people's lips means you've become interesting, relevant, impossible to ignore. You've transcended comfortable invisibility and entered the dangerous but exciting territory of being someone who matters. Think about it. When was the last time you dedicated time and emotional energy to talking about someone who was completely irrelevant to you? Never, right? Because it's not worth the effort. People only talk about those who awaken something in them. Admiration, envy, curiosity, desire, threat. The fact that they're talking about you means you awakened something in them. And what you awakened in most cases is a painful awareness of their own limitations. Their evolution forced these people to confront their own stagnation. Their movement highlighted their paralysis. Their courage exposed their cowardice. And instead of using this as a call for their own transformation, they chose the path of projection and judgment. This says everything about them and absolutely nothing about you. The problem was never you. It was always about them not being able to cope with the mirror you became. But here's where the situation gets really interesting. This energy they're directing at you, these charged conversations, these veiled judgments, all of this is creating a kind of energy field around you. And depending on how you deal with it, this field can be an obstacle or a catalyst. If you absorb this energy, let it affect you, start doubting yourself or try to diminish yourself to become comfortable for these people, you're using this field against yourself. But if you understand what's really happening and position yourself correctly, this same energy can propel you to even higher levels. How do you use the resistance of others? As fuel to climb higher or as a weight pulling you down? Taurus, there's a spiritual law that few people know. Attention is a form of energy. When people talk about you, think about you, speculate about you, they are directing energy in your direction. And this energy, even when it comes loaded with negativity or envy, can be transmuted and used to your advantage. It's like energetic martial arts. You can learn to use the force of your opponent's attack against them. Every time someone speaks of you with envy, that person is basically acknowledging that you have something they don't. They are admitting, even unconsciously, that you have reached a level they desire but cannot attain. This isn't a successful attack against you. It's a confession of inferiority disguised as criticism. And when you understand this, the power of these conversations about you completely evaporates. Every time someone tries to belittle you by talking behind your back, that person is revealing their own smallness. They are showing that they lack the internal resources to deal with their own sense of inadequacy, so they need to try to drag you down to feel better. This isn't about you being too much. It's about them feeling too little. And once you see that clearly, those conversations completely lose their power to affect you. But there's something even deeper happening here. The universe uses these situations as tests. It's assessing whether you're truly ready for the next level of success, influence, and impact you're destined to have. Because the higher you climb, the more exposure you'll have, the more people will talk about you, the more judgment you'll receive. If you can't handle a few people talking about you now, how will you handle it when there are hundreds or thousands? This phase you are going through is a training. The universe is teaching you to develop a layer of energetic protection, an ability to remain centered and focused on your truth, regardless of what others say or think. It is teaching you to discern which voices deserve your attention and which are just noise that needs to be filtered. It is preparing you to carry the weight of visibility with grace and strength. Will you pass this test, or will you let the opinions of limited people determine how far you can go? Here's what you need to do now. First, identify who these people are. And you already know who they are, don't you? Your Taurus intuition has already picked up the signs. Those looks, those silences, those subtle shifts in energy. Trust what you're feeling. Second, create energetic distance. You don't need to be dramatic. You don't need to confront anyone or abruptly cut ties, but start investing less emotional energy in these connections. Stop trying to prove your worth or explain your choices to people who have already decided to judge you. Third, and perhaps most importantly, use this as fuel. Every time you feel that energy of resistance coming from someone, every time you know they're talking about you, let it motivate you to go even further. Let it remind you that you are making an impact, that you are making a difference, that you are living in a way that bothers those who have chosen mediocrity. Don't dim your light to comfort people who have chosen to live in darkness. Fourth, understand that some people will need to leave your life, not because you are rejecting them, but because you simply no longer resonate on the same frequency. You have evolved, and not everyone will be able or willing to keep up with that evolution. And that's okay. You are not responsible for carrying people who refuse to walk on their own. Your commitment is to your own transformation and to those who genuinely support and celebrate who you are becoming. Taurus, what's happening in your life now will make much more sense in a few months. You'll look back and understand that these conversations, these judgments, this resistance you're facing, all of this was part of a filtering process. The universe was using these situations to remove people from your life who didn't belong in the next chapter. It was clearing your energy field of connections that would only drain your energy without contributing anything meaningful. And while all this is happening, while these people talk and speculate and judge, you will continue to grow, evolve, and reach new heights. And eventually, the distance between you and them will become so great that you simply won't be on their radar anymore. They will find someone else to focus their envy on, and you will be so far ahead, so absorbed in your own magnificence, that you won't even notice. What's truly devastating isn't what they're saying about you. It's what they're doing to themselves by choosing to spend precious energy on gossip and judgment instead of using that same energy to improve their own lives. It's devastating to see people with so much potential wasting time talking about others instead of building something meaningful for themselves. It's devastating to realize how many people choose to be critical spectators of other people's lives instead of protagonists of their own stories. And you know what else? In a few years, some of these people will finally wake up and realize the time they wasted. They'll look for you, maybe asking for advice, maybe wanting to reconnect, maybe simply admiring from afar what you've built. And at that moment, you'll have a choice. You can be generous and help them if you feel called to do so, or you can simply continue on your path, knowing that not every connection needs to be maintained or reactivated. But returning to the present moment, what do you do with this information now? How do you position yourself knowing that people are talking about you? Here's my suggestion. You position yourself with power. You consciously choose not to diminish yourself, not to explain yourself, not to justify yourself. You continue to shine, continue to grow, continue to be exactly who you are becoming without apologizing and without seeking approval. Every time you feel that discomfort of knowing people are talking about you, transform it into an affirmation. They're talking about me because I've become someone worthy of attention. I'm making an impact. I'm making a difference. I'm living authentically enough to provoke reactions, and that's exactly what I want. Change your internal narrative from victim of gossip to protagonist of a life so interesting that it generates conversations. And here's a liberating truth. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need everyone to understand or support you. You only need a small group of people who truly see you, value you, and celebrate you. And these people, your true allies, are also talking about you, but in a completely different way. They're speaking with admiration, with pride, with inspiration. Focus your energy